Why the hell would anybody sit in a pitch black room for 49 straight days voluntarily? Welcome to the Uncivilized Podcast. My name is Traver Boehm. I'm the author of the book 28 Days in Darkness and the founder of the Uncivilized Movement. And whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening on the pod, this series is about what happens when you answer a call you may not fully understand yourself. And so today and for the next 6 weeks, I'm giving you a peek behind the curtain and into the darkness. I can clearly remember in 2016 hearing the door shut behind me in my very first dark retreat and just being overwhelmed by what should be obvious in the name and what should be obvious by what I knew I was getting into was just how dark the room was. How there was zero light, zero concept of light, and how terrifying this was in my body. How I immediately had anxiety, fear, like overwhelm of like, holy shit, this is happening. And holy shit, this is going to be happening for a complete month, right? I was in that experience for 28 straight days, which is 21 days shorter than the experience I'm in right now if you're listening to this in May. And I remembered back to the conversation I had at a Robert Masters workshop, a men's workshop, where I was sitting there at lunch with a man named Callan, who heard about my Year to Live project, heard about what I was doing for the year. And he said to me, if you want to experience death without really dying, you've got to go into a dark retreat. And I remember thinking, like, what the hell is a dark retreat? And he explained that he had done almost 180 days, not consecutively, but in chunks, where he had gone in and done, he said it was like on the 45th day of his first time, somewhere in Asia, he had to be removed from the room because he was bleeding from his facial orifices, right? And I remember asking him, like, why were you bleeding from your face, from your eyes, from your nose? Like, why were you bleeding from there? And he said that the Tibetans had told him that he had gotten so deep in meditation that he had experienced demons. Right now, I'm sitting outside in Santa Barbara, California, eating a sandwich while this man is telling me he was bleeding from his eyes and nose because he had gone so deep into meditation that he experienced demons. And so, of course, I was like, did you experience demons? I've never experienced a demon in my life. Did you experience demons? And he looked me right in the eye and was like, nah, I think I just had food poisoning. And this was from like the vomiting and the coughing. But either way, I was hooked on this idea. And I went home immediately. I Googled dark retreats and I found the place in Guatemala. And what do you know? They got back to me in an hour. And 2 or 3 months later, I was walking into that room, door shut behind me, and it was real. All of the thought, all of the wondering, all of the curiosity, all of the fantasizing, positive and negative was done. It was real. And I was in a room, door shut behind me, can't see a damn thing for the next 28 days. So many of you are asking, like, why go back? Right? Why do this again? I've written an entire book about how hard this experience was, how not traumatizing, but how much trauma I lived through, the terror, the sobbing, the grief, the anger, the rage, the hallucinations, the insanity of it. Like, why do this? And there's a couple reasons that I want to hopefully explain, even though I'm okay with not being understood around this. Number one, there's like a deep call in me for silence, for stillness. My life is chaos. Right? Running a movement, writing books, having workshops all over the world, having men's groups all over the world, doing a podcast, being interviewed. It's chaos. And so there's something deeply valuable about entering a period of time of stillness, of silence, of introspection, of meditation. I am a chronic meditator. I'm a daily meditator. And I know this may sound extreme. You're like, bro, you can just go away for the woods for the weekend. But there's something deeper here that I really want to get across as well. I feel called. And for some of you, you'll understand that and be like, you don't have to say another word. For some of you, like, that sounds actually insane. What do you mean you feel called? And I can remember the morning after finding out that my cousin Chris had died. He'd committed suicide. And I was sitting at the table eating my breakfast, and I was just overcome with chills, like something had taken my body. And I remember thinking, like, I've got to go back in. And it wasn't so much like I have to go back in. It was more of a nodding and a, okay, I'll go back in. I'll go back to you. I'll come back to you. I'll, on some level, like, I'll come back home. I don't say that to be overly dramatic. That was the feeling I had, like, okay, I surrender. I will come back. I will heed the call to return. That's one part of it. Another part of it, and I don't know if this will make sense either, is that my life is it works in chapters. And I felt a year before he died that a chapter was ending and that I was being ushered into a new stage of my life, into what I wanted to teach, what I want to speak on, how I want to exist in the world as a man, how I want to exist in the world as a human. I could feel this deep discomfort, like something just wasn't right in my system, and I didn't know what it was. My relationship was fine at the time. I was making money. The business was fine. I hadn't thought about writing the book yet, but like I couldn't get comfortable in my skin. And I truly feel that this initiatory period, this 7 weeks of initiation, is part of the final chapter of me being marinated, me being cooked, me being transitioned, transformed, reorganized is probably the best way to say it. To have parts of me that are dormant be awakened, have parts of me that need to be released, let go of. And the best place I know to do something like that is in the dark. So that's why I'm going in, folks. It may sound crazy. Some days, I'll be honest with you, it sounds crazy to me. 7 weeks is a long, long, long time. 28 days was a long, long, long time. And this is 3 more weeks on top of it. So yeah, I'll talk more in the next couple episodes of what I'm afraid of, because I'm terrified of this. I am equal parts terrified and no, I have no other choice. I have choice, like I have agency as a human, but me as a being, as a soul, I have no other choice. Let me ask you, if you're since you're following along, like, what do you feel called to do? What do you feel called to become that's bigger than you are? Right? This is how I live my life. I heed calls that I go, God damn it. Fuck. Okay. This is what I have to step into. I can't not do this. I felt that when I was fighting MMA. I felt that when I wrote my first book. I felt that with writing Man Uncivilized. I felt that with starting the Uncivilized Movement. I felt that with moving to Colorado. I felt that with writing 28 Days. And now I feel it with the call back to the dark. So I'm going to ask you, what call are you not taking? What call are you not answering? And why? All right. If this episode is something that you found interesting, please share it with someone else in your life. If you're interested in getting the book, 28 Days in Darkness, please do so as well. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on my website, manuncivilized.com/28 days. 28. We'll see you in a week. Do you want to help support the podcast? I know you do. Perfect. Here's how. Please take 12 seconds, scroll down, slap us with a 5-star review, and share this episode with one person in your life. Think about this. You tip your bartender and he serves you poison. And all I'm doing is pouring soul-stirring truth right into your ears. And if you haven't gotten a chance to grab one of my books, please get a hold of Today I Rise, snag a copy of Man Uncivilized, or get yourself some 28 Days in Darkness. Buy one for yourself, buy one for a friend, and buy one for your ex who's still watching your Instagram stories. I love you. Thank you. Until next time, stay uncivilized.